Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I show you how to collect the seeds from a Snapdragon plant. So let's go. I love Snapdragons. I think they're really pretty. And to be honest with you, the ones that I grew this year were a little too tall for my liking. I have one over here. I have another one over here. And I think tall Snapdragons are wonderful if, let's say, you want to use them in a cut flower arrangement. But next year, I plan on just growing shorter variety of Snapdragons, which I did collect from a park close by to my house. However, since I have these Snapdragons in my landscape, I wanted to show you close up what we're looking for when we're collecting the seeds from a Snapdragon plant. Snapdragons are awesome because they are a cool weather plant, which means they like the cool weather. They do great in the spring. They do fizzle out a tiny bit during the summer, but then they take right back off during the late summer into the fall. You can see this is still blooming, even though we've had a hard freeze here in my New Hampshire Zone 5B climate. When it comes to the blossoms, what happens is Snapdragons bloom down towards the base, like down here, and they keep blooming as it heads up the stem. What that means is the seed pods that are towards the bottom here are going to ripen first. And as time goes on, they will start to ripen up this way. You do not want to pick seed pods that are green. That means whatever is formed inside, the seeds will not be ripe. And if you were to open it up, most likely the seeds that are in there are a white color. You definitely want to take the seed pods from the bottom. I will tell you that the seed pods that are here on my plant are not 100% ripe. So they're not the best example to show you for what to look for a ripe seed pod. However, I do have an example of some ripe seed pods that I picked from a plant close by to my house. So what I'll do is I will take you in for a closer shot of those particular seed pods. What you're looking at on the screen right now are the Snapdragons that I found at a local park. They were so beautiful. They were on the shorter side, which was perfect because that's what I'm looking for. And there were many different colors. So I collected the seeds off of those Snapdragons. Okay, and here are the seed pods of those Snapdragons. And these seed pods were collected a number of weeks ago, so they are completely dry at this point. I've heard people refer to the seed pods as looking like little skulls. I don't know. These examples that I have of my seed pods, I'm having a hard time finding the little skull. Maybe this one, that might be a good example of what the little skull looks like. Kind of creepy if you think about it. Looks like the little eyes at the top there and the mouth. Anyway, whatever. What you're looking for are seed pods that are not green. They should be brown. And you can see the seeds are teeny tiny. And they basically just fall right out of the seed pod. So you want to make sure you have a Ziploc bag handy when you're collecting the seed pods. Otherwise, the seeds are going to go everywhere. Most of the seeds have fallen out, but if I was just to crush this a little bit, you can see more seeds are in here. I like to store my Snapdragon seeds in these small Ziploc bags. However, you can store them in a paper bag or some sort of a container. The big thing is to make sure that your seeds are completely dry. You want to store your seeds in a cool, dark, dry location. I like to label my Ziploc bag with the variety of the seeds. So I have a Snapdragon. It is a mixed color. It's on the shorter side. It's not the taller Snapdragons. Where I collected the Snapdragons from and the year that I collected the Snapdragon seeds. And the seeds come out very easily out of the seed pods. However, you can use something like a kitchen strainer and you can use that to get your seeds very easily, especially if you have a ton of seed pods. You would use the kitchen strainer with some sort of a bowl or something underneath it just to collect all the seeds. This paper is folded in half. It makes it a lot easier for me to funnel the seeds off of the paper and to get them into my Ziploc bag. And what you're looking at right now on the screen is a close-up shot of what the seed pods as well as the seeds look like. Do you see the little skull on the seed pod? The best time for me to make these seed videos is on a day when it's not windy out. That's why I have something on each corner of this piece of paper. It is very windy out. Here is my kitchen strainer that you could use if you wanted to collect the seeds that way. And I have a bowl here. And it's a nice, easy way to separate the chaff, which is the material that you're going to throw away, from the seeds, which is what you're going to keep. So remember, collecting seeds is not only easy, it's a lot of fun, and it saves you a lot of money. What I've noticed is annuals especially can get very expensive. And maybe you want to have a whole section of Snapdragons, let's say. It would cost so much money to fill that area with Snapdragons. However, from just these few seed pods, I have at least a couple hundred seeds, I'm sure. So it's worth trying, and it gives us something to do during the winter months to grow some of these plants, especially under grow lights. And this winter, I'll be showing you how I plan on growing these Snapdragons under my grow lights. You don't want to miss that. I hope you're able to get out in your gardens, and until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.